I mean, OBS will get the audio anyways. I don't really need the audio.
Yeah, I mean it's just gonna be you and me again, so it's all good. Let's fucking get it. We're doing what we're doing again? Fusion versus Justice. Close my door.
Ready for battle.
Dude, I fucking miss this map. I hate that Ilios is in a ranked map pool.
Poppin'?
I said I hate that Ilios is in the ranked map pool over this map.
Hmm.
I really fucking like Nepal.
Let me making my shit like. Alright, there we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so double shield versus basically Ryan Diva, but they're running Reaper Doomfist. Okay. Alright, so they're gonna push under. I'm assuming they're just pushing under, pushing point because they're double shield and they're the tankier comp. So they just want to bunker up, right?
Yeah, and they also have the May, so they need to have point.
Yeah. They also got Sim too, right? So they're basically they just want to set up point every single time. But Justice has a very brawly comp where they could just go in and hey, you just drop my blanket. Alright. And yeah, Justice has a very brawly comp. They could just basically get snipes, and I mean that's pretty good comp versus like Symmetra if they're able to like pull the combos off. But I feels like they have to pull a lot of those combos off by themselves because no one could set them up, right? Because Doofus goes in literally by himself. There's no pull from Marissa. No one's stunning anybody. Really, the biggest playmaking ability they have is like a boop from Lucio, but like he doesn't want to go in there, so interesting comp.
Is Justice still considered one of the bad teams, or
Wait, who?
Justice?
They were supposedly one of the lower tier teams, but they've only lost to Fusion, and then what was the other team they played? Forgot. But they've been playing pretty well from what I've seen. They won one game. I think they're like 1-3 or something. Or 1-2, I mean.
How'd that halt hit Moira?
I don't know.
She halted through the wall.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Alright, so I want to go back and kind of see like what Justice did there really quick. Yeah, so they let Doomfist flank. They got Doom down. This looks fucking messy. Holy shit.
They all went in one by one. Like they sent
Yeah.
Diva in first, then like Ryan, and then the DPS went in.
Yeah, as soon as Doomfist got knocked down, Diva went in, and then yeah, they all just kind of they're all like, "Oh shit, he went in." And then Corey, obviously, he gets Astro because he was one. He got kind of jumped by Lucio and Reaper. But then this looks hella messy. There's three kind of backing off, destroying turrets, and then I don't know what Bucko's. Yeah, trying to hit the Diva. But while that's happening, because they're not even protecting their team, they're just kind of dying all over the place.
The objective is now.
Alright, that's kind of like the thing with like Fusion's comp right there is that no one can really blow anybody up.
It's just all poke.
Yeah, it's like poke and sustain, but
Yeah.
they have to play a lot smarter to capitalize on how strong their comp can be. And they just let the Doomfist flank constantly. Or not constantly because it's literally the first fight, but they just let him flank and it's pretty easy. Oh shit, there he goes. He's doing the 3P.
Yeah, they swapped to McCree. I think they only ran the Sim first just because of the TP.
Yeah.
And maybe it's easier to hold point with a Sim.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that in like the last couple metas too, right? Whenever they run sim, because we didn't see him in the poke meta, but we saw him at the double shield brawl thing, where it's like if it doesn't work the first time, they just kind of drop it, right? It's like they're able to cheese it for the first point, and that's kind of it. And so they go mid, and they're just again they're not prepared. Or who took the hit? Poco did. But he's still damaged, so he literally baited. I mean, that's a win for Stratus and Justice. He's able to get punched in, get damage, and then bait out gold. Like that's pretty big. And they window, like Jesus Christ, they're just letting Stratus do everything here. He dies though because he's in front of the fucking window. Are they trade? Oh my god.
Dirty shot.
Damn. Okay. So I don't know if he got. Yeah, I don't know if he got bumped out of there. I don't think so, but I think he just fucked that up. But I mean, that's a huge fucking shatter. Just stop that push completely. Now they gotta back up. That's enough time for Reaper's already TPing. Again, like this comp, like that they're running, it's so self-sustainable in terms of like everyone can just kind of just do their own thing a little bit. Like, look at the way they're fucking playing.
Dude, I don't feel like these teams have like any reason for their actions. It just feels like it's two teams that don't know what the meta is, and they're trying to make it up as they go. Like, even if you try to analyze that fight, it was really sloppy.
Yeah. They're just kind of throwing everything.
Yeah, just seamless sticks, what they can get away with. It's definitely not like the surgical precision that like Goat's meta brought.
Yeah, I mean, but that was also played for like.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where if you didn't know how to play Goats, you're kind of like you got a problem. That's a fucking what the fuck? Alright, let me take the overlay off and let me see that shit again. Like what the fuck just happened? What did Roar see to fucking do this? Let's see. So they're 2 down. I mean, I think he's going for like a Hail Mary type of shit. He sees that Ryan is low, just give up his life. Yeah, I mean, they weren't gonna win that. Getting a pick, I guess, makes them reset a little bit, but I don't think it does. They're not worried about it because like Astro's not even gonna taxi. They're able to just keep the position that they want. All right, so they drop back. Okay, so fucked up the shatter. I mean, that was just fucking Fusion playing that way better. And they're staggering the Diva.
I'm not sure if we can learn too much from this map.
Yeah.
Although I definitely think Rhinoris is like a thing for the closer maps. Like almost every control map, there's a team that runs it.
Yeah. Big shatter, but they get beat. Something's just gonna happen probably. Oh, they got Rhyme. They got Point. Yeah, it doesn't even look like Fusions knows what they're running. It feels like they could run Reaper May, and they would do better. They would do actually way better to like sustain themselves in the fights. Cause like McCree, like if he gets like, I mean, he could counter both Reaper and Fist, but he doesn't really have sustain for himself like Reaper does, especially when it's close quarters like that. And they're trying to bait him in because he has to find weird angles. Actually, let's spectate this. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, like he's not providing jack shit here. It was fucking nasty though, Yeah. Like if they went Reaper there, I think he would have been able to survive close quarters because like he has to kind of find angles, and being able to hit shots is a lot easier on Reaper than it is for McCree, I think.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Alright, so they're both gonna marry each other, so let's see who actually. So the big issue that we have in the meta right now is that because we haven't studied it and we don't know how the comp is supposed to be running. So because right now we only have me and JahaRo spectating and doing the VOD review, we're going to be spectating basically the tanks for the majority of the time to see exactly what both sides are doing, to see if we can implement that into our game. So right now they're just kind of like scoring off, poking down a little bit. Justice basically holding point. So 3 seconds, they're gonna have to start engaging. There you go. Alright, so this is what happens. So we get a wall in, and then where's Carpe?
Like
Okay.
way out of
There you
position,
go.
fly by elephant.
Yeah,
no,
so
no.
Carpe's over here. Yeah. So just like how I said before, this seems like oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking Ivy got dinked in the head, but like basically these three are gonna stick together pretty much from like the beginning of the fight, right? Like look at how they're kind of scoring up. Right. So they pushed. They baited out Cryo first, and then because of that, this is the thing I said about for Elodian, where if your cooldowns get baited first and you die first, it makes it a lot harder for me to duel the Rhine if their Mei is up, right? And Roar is the same thing. Like if the Mei is out of the fight, like he's not gonna be like challenging the Rhine as much because look at how close knit these three guys are. Right? Like basically Poco was kind of dueling and just making sure Elevote didn't do anything or try to like peel for the team, and then the Meis are just sticking right to the Rhine. Basically the third tank. Right. Just kind of making sure these plays happen right here. That's a pretty good wall. Okay. So Poco comes back when they're walled. Okay, so Sato dies and Carpe gets fucked up over here. So like basically the McCree from this fight, holy, he's not sticking close to the team. He's looking for all the off angles, right? Looking for all the off angles to take Poke into the team, because all that's happening is that it's these three fuckers fighting the whole time, right? These three tanks basically. And from what we've seen, just from the little snippets of the fight, is that Poco and Elva, the Diva's job is just to make sure the other Diva isn't doing shit. Right? So I think it depends on our playstyle. But if one Diva is willing to flank and do other shit, then it makes it easier for the other Diva to just win the front line. Or maybe just contest the other Diva. Because like that's all that's happening here. There's just like Elvo didn't really do anything else aside from contest the Diva, or Poco was the one trying to contest the Diva.
I also noticed that they're using their boosters like boop away people.
Yeah.
Like if the Mei is trying to freeze the Rhine shield, then they'll just like boost her in and try to like knock away the Mei.
Yeah. So we'll see like this second fight too, like how it plays out, because it might be the same shit or not. Because now they have point. They're getting close to ults. And let's see how they play it out. Alright, so holy shit.
Dude, Aurora just charges off cooldown.
I don't know. I mean, that's ballsy as fuck, but I mean, that's not a play that you would want to make.
And he lives, dude.
Yeah, so let's see where Corey's at. Corey, just coming from the right side, blah blah blah. Again, yeah, D was just trying to boop, keep people away, but they lost that fight. Yeah. That was, I think that was just Justice being able to win without an ult. And that's really beneficial for them because they could just go into this third fight with actual ults. I mean, that's a ballsy play, but that's not a play that you probably make all the time.
Yeah,
you know,
it's definitely an opportunistic play. That's something you can try to set up.
Like right here, I'm assuming they're gonna try to do Blizzard to win the fight, or maybe Bomb Shatter. Because for the other team right now, they have Shatter, they're gonna get Bomb, and they have Blizzard, and then support ults. So the biggest thing is, okay, so they're gonna Deadeye first. Never mind. So where is he? So he's just sticking with the team because of the shield. He's walking really fast, so I'm assuming he's getting amp. So they saved amp for that. Oh, that's actually smart. So they basically were setting everything up for the McCree to actually get angles on the Deadeye. And with his new buff for the Deadeye, is he could look around a lot quicker. That makes sense. That was really smart. They used amp and then they used wall to get advantage or get angles from McCree. Something that maybe we could try. Because like that's basically, remember what the support said last night when Arbinger, he was all like, or we'll use Deadeye and I'll just amp the Deadeye so you could like move around really quick. So yeah, maybe that's something we could start using, or even asking our main support tryouts. Okay, so Stratus is, I don't know, but oh, that's a big shatter. Who gets caught? So the tanks, not Lucio, but that's a pretty big shatter. They going for bomb. They're just throwing all their ults out. Like so much for ult economy. I mean, if Fusion loses, then they're fucking buns, but they're not gonna lose this. They wasted everything. Yeah. I mean, I think we just speed this up. Like, I think their play would have been better if they just used fucking Shatter Bomb or Blizzard. But they used Deadeye, they used Blizzard. Basically, when one thing went wrong, like they all just kind of started just throwing their shit out to try and win the fight. And look at Fusion, they walk away with 3-5
because the Blizzard got Ian.
Yeah.
So they just used whatever else they had to try and make sure they won that fight.
Yeah. They fucked up and is played by Pogo for eating that Blizzard, and they walk away with 3 ults. Justice only has 1. Alright, let's see how these fuckers play in the front line. Okay, so they wall off, they throw a bomb, and then high noon to reload. Okay, that's a big shatter. Okay, so take this for example. Something that we do or we don't do is survive without taking poke. Right? Like right there, Ryan died. Roar died. Hey, shut up. They basically were able to survive and just play around walls, not taking poke. Something that you can't do for some reason. Like let's say like if I die or JahaRo dies, right? That's one of the tanks die. And we're just waiting for a regroup. Basically, we take so much poke in between that time that when we re-engage, we're still using way too many resources to engage. Like we don't like really reset or soft reset, right? Like this is kind of like a soft reset for them where they just kind of group up, like don't take poke, wait for Ryan come back, and then you go back in. Because like look at everyone's health. Like they have a little bit of damage done, but for the most part, like they could go in and they're able to take actual like health points from the other team. Like look at May right there. They baited out Cryo. That's pretty big. Alright, so they're gonna re-engage with B. Okay, so now they caught somebody. They caught Carpe. Only because Alarm is playing over here. Actually had a hunchback. And so they all kind of you see that shit? Like the way they peeled for Carpe. It seemed like he could have died right there, right? But they all kind of separated back over here. This area. Actually, I forgot Epic though. Like Fusion went over here, occupied this shit, and then Carpe got kind of caught over here, but Ana was all the way over here. So there's two directions they went, but as soon as Carpe got caught out, they all basically funneled all the way back just to peel for his ass. But Ana was over here. So like they were mindful of the fact that they were out of position like that, or maybe they're positioned like that to be able to take the healing from Ana or something. So I kind of want to see how Alarm played that. Go back 20 seconds. Or he was dead. But okay, but he stays here. He's not even healing Ryan. Okay. Alright, so while this is happening, I mean, Astro's on speed, and then the tanks are doing their thing. His Ivy's down, so Sato, they get nanoed, and they're just gonna push onto him. Unlucky, so Sato should die here. Or not. What the fuck? So they didn't focus Sato. Then Carpe gets a flank. So I mean, all the kills that so far that Ori and Carpe have gotten have been on flanks, and they don't do no other fighting up close. Holy shit! He just rushed his ass. Like has a big sleep. Alright, this fight is getting crazy. So we got the diva trying to. So yeah, the diva is just. You should be doing DMing the heals. And then basically just contesting the Ana. But Carpet's just kind of popping off here with Racer. I think Fusion or Fusion this. Yeah, like for this map, it seems a lot easier if you wall somebody off to kill Orion, right? Because they have to go up instead. That's probably why a lot of times they take this fight over here. It's easier for them to break the wall if someone gets caught and climb over than it is over here because it is in an angle. I'm assuming that's why they don't ever go to the front. On the last map.
Ready for battle.
Let's spectate.
4, 3,
I think Justice ends up winning over.
round 3.
We'll see how or what the actual job of the deep. So go for the flank. So he's going with yeah, he's losing mech here. I mean, all I can say is that this fucker was trying to just do the whole. There's like this thing with Diva that some divas like to do, and I used to do this shit. But it's basically you just poke, like in the neutral game, and then when the actual fight starts, you basically don't want to hold any of those angles to just poke because you're at this point you're not doing shit, right? So because you're running double shield, I mean the best thing I think he could have done is just shot shield just to break and wear down the shields from the tanks, because at this point him just kind of poking over here isn't really doing shit, right? Basically he left like his team kind of open in that they could just push their team back into this corner, and then the diva could eventually just as boosters on such short cooldown, she could just beat them over there. But at the end of the day, him poking over here didn't do anything because they didn't really push. Like, look at where the fucking shields are. And then he would just go in, waste his cooldowns, try to do. To be honest, I have no idea what he could have gotten out. Like, there was no way the way he engaged, he was done. So I mean, that's just. I'm assuming because he took the flank with Ori, is that they're trying to get something done on the flank. Because if they ran double shields, then the easiest thing would have been to pick somebody off the back. Just taking. Round trips around the map. Some laps.
Need healing. I need healing. I have your back. I'm going to shoot you down.
Yeah, they're like it's. I mean, the Rhine was cut off from healing, right? Like an aim god can hit the Rhine. Doesn't matter how much DM you have because it's not gonna do shit with the melee from Ryan. Did Justice win this map? I don't remember. So they're getting kind of on right now.
It's weird seeing the kill feature when somebody falls off the map.
Yeah, with the person falling.
Yeah.
Fully operational.
Like they're playing very patient, right? This is the bongo, but like it happened pretty much every single time where anytime the strat of let's take this have Diva and McCree flank is basically wait until the other 4 people are on the team to actually engage, right? They're not gonna engage just by themselves. So like right here, you could see, I'll call it. You see Ryan over here, and they're gonna all keep pushing this way, and then as soon as that happens, they're popping out, like put pressure. I mean, they're all split over here too. Like these fuckers, holy shit. But it's not working now because okay, so they still buck on the rotation. Yeah, right. So like that's the biggest thing like a diva can do. It just put pressure, even though it doesn't feel like it. You could feel it when you're in game in terms of like what you see the other team doing, right? Especially if you're able to wear down like shields because you could shoot forever. You know. So and then when you have your missiles up and they don't have a way to negate the damage, then it's much easier to like destroy shields. Right there, their like fusion. I mean, they lost because the blizzard mostly. To be honest, they were able to get split from the blizzard, and then both teams were able to just kind of just wear them down. Flank team and then team. Okay, so like nano. Oh boy, what? That was hella quick. Right here, I think he tried to do the 180 turn. The 180. Okay, so he ate that. Yep, he did. He has no DM. Hears it, eats it, or hits the ground. Alright. It just happens to look good. Go ahead and see it. Oh shit. That's huge. He's making so many fucking plays right now. What the fuck? He's losing like a probably. Or not, that was a big shotter. What the fuck? Okay, so they gave up point.
I don't know, dude. Like he's putting himself in scenarios where he shouldn't have his mech in like 2 seconds.
I mean, it's like, let's take a look at that fight again. And how he survived. I could see how he could survive. Mainly because like, it kind of looks like he just rushes in, right? Because like right here, watch. Like right here, it'd be like, oh, at our level, fucking, I'd be like half mech because Orisa's hitting all these shots, and then the McCree's over there just hitting all these shots. The biggest thing happening here is that while the Diva's contesting, everyone else is pushing up on these guys over here. Right, so shield or shadow gets blocked, and everyone else gets cut off here. And all Elevo is doing is just contesting. Right. And then he goes in, destroys the battlefield. Right here, this is where he should have been focused on by everybody. But doesn't look like anyone focused him. Like, Ivy's not shooting. Like I don't know. You see? So this
Like,
is
if that right quick
completely
went towards Diva, like she's
yeah. Yeah. So the biggest thing is that Fusion fucked up right there. Because they could have killed Elevo and then would have been fine. But like right here, when there's proper focus, then he loses mech. Right?
like I think he went in just because of the fact that they were about to get point, but like he still could have gotten another mega before going back in,
Yeah.
and it would have only lost him like 2 seconds.
I think what's happening, and we'll see like with the rest of the match, but it might look like Diva right now, and I mean, you used to do this as Diva too. Is basically if you're good at finding opportunities in the fights to just negate anything in terms of like, let's say healing or damage, or even just isolating an enemy or just taking ground in space. Like that's what Elvo is kind of doing, where he's basically trying to deny and contest anything that the other team is trying to do. But he doesn't do it until like his team is actually committing to something. So like it's probably something that I don't know if you're not doing, or you probably didn't understand to do. But we'll see like later on in other matches if that's actually what's happening, because that's what it looks like. Because obviously Fusion is not playing the Diva much right now. What the fuck? What the fuck is okay, dude? What is going on? What the fuck? Okay, so we're not gonna go over what the fuck happened there, because I mean both teams looked like they were giving up points. So there's 4 maps, so Justice wins one of these. I just don't know which one. That was such a weird fucking fight. What? I don't understand what the fuck happened there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so let's see. I see a lot of teams doing this shit now on Havana,
Stop the payload.
and they just hold close. I don't know if it's the result from the meta or what, but seems like in order to get at least a couple fights in, is you hold close. If you lose a fight, it'll take them long enough to. It'll take them too long to cap the point. They get like somewhere around here, and then you have a second fight. So maybe we start doing that, because we've taken fights where we're just like right here or in here, and we take poke, die sometimes. Or, I mean, from right here, I just don't feel like we take any type of fight with them being set up, you know? It's like right here, we're basically fighting them before they could get set up. Ivy. Dies. It looks like they lose this shit. No way. So they take the early fight. Unlucky. Alright. It's like, yeah, like if we take the fight right here, it would be too late, right? If you just take it right here, we're all just chilling right here. If they get the cart right here, and then we contest it right here, or if we back up, try to survive, then they get the cart like right here, right? They get the cart right here. And we basically just kind of wasted or gave way too much space for the other team. Alright, let's actually watch Poco here. Okay. Alright. Jesus Christ. Alright, so for call it for control, they LOS a lot of the Deadeye, but for certain maps, I think we need to be able to figure out how to kite back correctly, way where no one or the other team has to kind of overcommit into the Deadeye, try to get type of kill. Like right there, fucking Fusion just backed all the way up. So in situations like that, then if we're not committing to a fight just yet, and if they basically just Deadeye, then that's the opportunity where we use Amp to just fucking GTFO. Alright, so Fusion uses Deadeye. They don't care. I don't know how you got stuck. This is kind of fucked up, dude.
Routing power to forward shield.
60 seconds remaining.
Routing power to forward barrier. Get through.
But look at that. There's a lot of this shit going on, right? A lot of Eva McCree type of shit in these fights. Look how close they are. Okay, so Fusion should win this.
30 seconds remaining. The payload has reached
They're gonna take high ground first. I don't know why alarm. Yeah, so basically, because at 50%, basically she's trying to play a little bit risky, get poke damage just to. They mirror the Deadeye.
Get through this.
Injustice decides to contest. Okay.
冻住，不许走。靠近高掌。Time to raise my APM.
I mean, I don't know. That looks so fucking weird from just as the way they engaged. Like half of them, or the majority of the team stay up top, and then it was only Ryan and Diva that tried to contest the point. And they all got shattered, or almost shattered at top.
Routing towers forward barriers.
Lucky. Alright. I mean, I don't know how the fuck Poco just kept like almost full health the entire time. It was like 2v6.
Payload stop. Let's get it moving.
This must be some good ass fucking heal.
Get through this.
Right here, Poco just gonna try to get a touch. Yeah. I don't think they actually pushed this. Yeah. They're done here. Let's see. Roar does. I think this is the map they won. They kind of stomped to.
Initiate. Ready for battle. 3, 2, 1. Attackers in. Spot the
Okay, so they gave up. So again, it's like that shit, right? Hey, look at that. You're gonna try and contest like right here. That's so fucking way too close or too far. I mean. Cause like the whole time. Whole day they don't bark. A whole day. Then when I start recording and I don't need them to bark, all fucking day. Right. What the fuck was I saying? Fucking holding close and holding far. Because they're right now they're just taking all this fucking poke and they're backing up, just giving up space.
Time to raise my APM. I'm gonna have to shoot you.
And like Justice doesn't really have to do anything. All they gotta do is just poke. Poke them out, poke them out. And like they're not even putting pressure on Roar Shield either. So this is super fucking weird from Fusion. Alright, so he's gonna back up a little bit. So they put the ice wall because Ryan got slept. Alright, I'm gonna go back a little bit. So when they start wearing a shield down, I want to see how everyone starts to play here. So like he has full shield, and then everyone is just playing close with him. He gets walled off. They're pressuring. Ryan gets low, and the shield is starting to get really low, and then everyone starts to separate. Right. Like no one has ults yet on fusion, so it's kind of like, you know, like you have one team separating this way and then everyone else kind of separates that way. Obviously McCree is gonna try to find angles, because at this point like the safety of the shield is gone, like it's just gonna die, right? But because there's no ultimates yet, I mean, I'm assuming that's why fucking McCree is taking those angles, because he knows he can't be focused down or shatter or anything like that. But now they're being aggressive. They nano. That's a good charge. They freeze and Roar dies. Fusion should win this, because they don't have an angle on Ana. Yeah. They reset. Alright, so now the ult economy comes in. How both teams use their ults. That's a pretty good shatter, but okay, frozen and you're dead. I mean, this is
Bomb's
like,
a little yikes.
yeah, like you're noticing this shit too, right? Or it's just like
Yeah.
there's no. It feels like just like us, right? I don't want to compare, like, obviously, because like individually they're pro for a fucking reason, but the way they throw their ults out, it's so it's so inefficient. Like I just don't understand what the game plan is. It seems like any time an ult is wasted, they're all like next one, next one, next one, and because no one's dying, there's all like, dude, whoever has it all, just fucking throw it, dude. Like it makes it so hard to understand if like there is a way to use, that's a cool effect, like to use a like ultimates or not. And I mean, like the combos for the ultimates, the ones that we've sort of seen have been bomb shatter, like like amp and deadeye. you know, like Nano Rhine. Like Blizzard is like kind of just an ultimate in itself, where just you get a good Blizzard, just use it, but it doesn't look like anything is planned out in terms of like how they're gonna use an ultimate. And when it goes to shit, they just like just throw everything, man. Just fuck it. Like right here, Fusion is playing so fucking passive. It's crazy. They're giving up so much fucking ground. Look at that. There's this entire space that's not being contested. Like, obviously because of the Blizzard, but like they've given up all of this, right? And even all this shit right here. Let me draw that shit again. They gave up all this, all that
I
over
think
there.
they're just so worried about the Blizzard that they wanted to make sure they had another fight rather than like just all getting Blizzarded. Like they're willing to give
Yeah.
up so much space as long as they get like a cleaner fight.
All right, so they lose alarm there, and then fucking Ana's over here, fully healed up. All right, so like this is another thing, right? That I want to talk about in terms of like taking space and shit. Is it gonna get in the fucking way? Yep. I wish I could just take the roof off. Fucking damn it. Because like this is what I've learned with like playing Rhine. And like other Rhines will respect you if you do this type of shit, right? Or just teams in general, like they'll respect it because they think that you're gonna be doing something. So you have these fuckers over here taking this area basically. I guess this too. All this. And then you have the Rhine and the mini tank May over here taking this. Right. But Roar takes this spot over here. So they have Justice has all this area and basically this, and then different color. There's all this. And I guess if they want, they have this area too. And then all of that over there. So they have all this. So what I kind of want to bring up here is the way each team and each player kind of respects each other's positioning, in that by Ryan just kind of pushing it, all he has to do is really push up like this direction, and then he takes more space, right? He just takes up more space. So he pushes up all the way over here, and the Ryan's over here. Basically, this whole area becomes the fusions, right? But right now, before pushing up, this area kind of belongs to Justice. So I don't know if everyone thinks about it that way. Just by existing somewhere, you just create space, right? As a tank, and when Diva it's difficult, but with Ryan, it's very simple the way that works. Where if I literally just push up on a Ryan, and we're equal in terms of like cooldowns, the other Ryan won't do anything except back up, right? He's gonna back up and look for an opportunity, mostly for a Mei wall to happen, but look for an opportunity to just kind of do something, right? Like if we get a good pin in, if there's like a short distance for him to pin somebody to a wall, then he's gonna do that, right? Otherwise, he's just gonna back up, and then we have to take advantage of that space. So I'm not just like completely out of position, because like if I push too far, then it makes it so I'm out of position, then you're out of position, and then maybe our Ana gets out of position, or McCree or something like that. Because to me, Lucio, I don't think he could ever be out of position in this meta unless he's going into the back line without the team, right? So like if the Lucio is just, let's say like fucking who is this fucking Arc decides to just push these guys over here, right? Then he's fighting a 1v2 and he's completely out of position. Right. That's kind of what I'm talking about in terms of like kind of taking space and just by existing somewhere, you're creating less threat for the other team. Let's continue. Holy shit. That's fucking smart. That's fucking smart. Alright, so because look at that shit. So like just because of that, just for that little play that fucking Stratus and Corey did, they walled up, pushed this, and now literally all of this Justice owns. Right? Holy fuck. Right, and now they're pushing to a corner. Like sometimes this is what I just do as Ryan, where all I do is just shield the Ana. If I see all you guys pushing like a group of people or a team or like a single person or whatever, all I do sometimes is just this. All I do is shield the Ana. I mean, I wouldn't have charged as Orion there, or maybe I would. I don't know, but I mean, basically that was a perfect example of like where we don't need to take fights, right? So I mean, they win that, and I'm assuming they win, or they do win King's Row and Ubers. Ooh, they're going double shield. Wait, do they? Okay, let's see how they play this. I want to spectate Poco. I want to see exactly what they're trying to do here.
Saves his shield cooldown until he wants to be aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't just use it off cooldown. That's something I noticed. Like he'd rather have the Ryan shield get damage taken than throw down a new shield.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so he puts the shield forward.
It, like,
yeah.
Only to block Ryan heal.
Yeah. Like I mean, that's smart, right? That's how we used to play the brawl meta, right? The double shield brawl, where it's just like, so that's why I thought I was like the best fucking Orisa in GGNA for that season, because no other Orisas ever did that. They never cut anybody off. That's smart to cut the healing off for the Rhine initially, and then I mean the wall just cuts off in general, but that's a death for war right there, or should be. There you go. Alright, I mean I don't know. That's the type of shit where I feel like it works, maybe or not, because they already won the fight with killing War so early. But like using Batfield so early sometimes, like I get scared. Like and it feels, I feel bad because it makes me feel like I'm completely out of position, and they got baited out. Because the last thing is, the thing that I think Heal should be used for is just for like those moments where we need to survive and be clutch at the last moments, right? That's why I think the ability is so strong. But like if we just use it willy-nilly like that when the fight's kind of won already, and all we have to do is just kind of be patient, then it's kind of bad. But I mean, right there they already won the fight and they're gonna back up. Like they backed up completely, like behind the window, I guess. Like it makes sense for the Rissa because it just amplifies the damage. But I mean, the Ryan, all you have to do, like sit in front of it, just get the heal.
It's interesting how Justice backed up as soon as they got one tick, and then tried to like regroup.
Do that again.
Safety. Get behind the barrier.
Tick and they back up. Where's shield? Oh yeah, shields. Where's your D? Yeah, DM. So I think that's what their play was. They saw they had Stratus do a flank blizzard and bait them into the point. So let's see that again. Where you at, Stratus? Where you at? Yeah, look at him. I don't know how he got there. But they know he's there. So they're gonna push up, or I mean back up, let them push. Yeah, it's like they know he's there. They know he's there. Gonna push up, 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 push up. Yeah, get into the point. And he almost dies on his way there. And then he throws his ult. It's basically a bait. Which is pretty smart. But I mean, they're cornered here too. That's the thing about space again, right? They're pushing this way. McCree is pushing this way. So the only space Justice owns is right here. Versus their team that owns everything else. They could pretty much own, like if they had someone back here, then they own that shit. I mean they do, because the field of view for free is all this. So that's the way I think about space in terms of playing like Ryan. And they shatter. Get out of here. Got it. What the fuck? Yeah, you see through a field. I'm assuming that's a fat finger. I mean, what the fuck?
He just charges up cooldown. I don't know why.
I don't know. I mean, just as like it seemed like they could have done something in that fight, but they just completely threw it away. That wasn't Fusion doing anything good. That was just as kind of throwing the fight. Especially Aurora. I don't know why he charged there. He was out of the blizzard and he goes back in and charges fight the blizzard, but
Seconds remaining.
alright, so he gets speed, so he's not afraid to go challenge. Carpe. Another blizzard. What the fuck?
不洗澡。
وليهم قوتك.
This fucking fight, dude. What the fuck?
Defense matrix activated.
I don't know. Some of the fights at the like the scrappy fights look so fucking funny. Like at that point, it seemed like there's like, dude, fucking just kill him, dude. I don't know. There's no strategy. Like the whole thing with Stratus, with the flying blizzard. That was pretty smart. Right? Like give up space, make him take space, so you could blizzard and push back in. But I mean, the two fights after that, it's fucking weird. I don't know.
Routing power to forward shields.
Fucking got core on the tracer. Okay, so I'm assuming everyone knows this shit, right? When let's say, because fusions again, like I don't know why they get up so much. Like McCree pushed up over here, but because Justice was just kind of walking the fucking payload to this point where fusion is only gonna get one fucking fight. Like McCree just like dipped out. He's like, fuck that. Because like he doesn't want to be cut out, right? That's a big thing. Where it's just like when maybe that's when we notice or we use our callouts to see where they're coming from, and everyone needs to adjust the way they position. Because I feel a lot of times we get completely caught in terms of like I don't know what to call them, like pre-rotations or pre-fight rotations or positioning where we're just completely like reactionless and we just stay like right here or something, right? Like let's say Ben stays right there while they're pushing and he decides that he's not going to push over here. So then we have McCree, and I guess the whole thing with space where it's just kind of like, okay, we have all this, right, technically, but because they're the way Justice is gonna push, they're gonna push them this direction. Gonna push this way. So fusions is so basically it creates like this thing where fusion only have this area and they control this area that's not being contested, but Justice doesn't give a shit about this area over here because technically they could just push them, especially if they're successful. Let's say they push them over here, then fusion just kind of goes all the way back over here, where the fuck, then they could just be like, fuck it, and like, hey, this like 1v3, you know, with fucking the fastest people right here with McCree, Diva, Lucio, whatever. They could just 1v3 the McCree or whatever. He's dead. And then the rest of the team could just keep taking space. And if the fusion push them, again, they're like Justice is just gaining space no matter what. Like they push them and then their fight is like right here. And they don't really gain shit. So we have to think about that type of positioning too. And react to when we're calling certain things out, how they're pushing. But again, I mean, for the most part, ideally, the first fight would have been like right here, where me and JahaRo talked about this shit, where you want the first fight right here, the second fight where they're fighting right now. So that's 2 points. And we kind of broke it down. We're trying to break it down that way for every single map where each fight takes place. So first fight would take place right here by library or bookshop. And then the second fight takes place over here by this corner. And you can basically break down every like hybrid payload map like this or escort map.
وريهم قوتك.
I mean, I don't know why the fuck they find.
60 seconds remaining.
Fight it. So they get a pick and he charges in afterwards. And he dies. B just to sustain the fight, they get a pick. And alarm dies to that. A 1v1. Alright, so for this point, basically this is how I'm imagining every fight is gonna happen. Where ideally we get the first fight here, it happens right here. This first fight, and then literally the second fight should be right here. Or over here. So we'll see how the fuck they position. So I could, hopefully I'm right. I mean, there aren't many corners in other positions. Yeah, so they're pushing up. They're gonna contest this point or this corner. First thing Elbow does right here. Right, he just contesting this high ground. Like he wants as soon as they all go in, Elbow decides to jump in. And he's just DMing. He's not doing anything else. I don't think he's gonna try to kill anybody. That DM range is so short now. What? He didn't have a lot of damage because fucking Tracer, but that's kind of the thing.
60 seconds remaining.
Right, and then they're just gonna group up right here. Again, this is basically where I've seen most of the fights just happen. So depending on the map, every corner is gonna happen like this. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but that's basically how I've been kind of judging a lot of the engagements with Ryan. And in this meta, so.
30 seconds remaining. وريهم قوتك.
Alright, so basically they're letting the tanks just contest the point because they are pretty tanky. But then anytime they try to just recognize that and they're trying to just engage the back line. And Poco is just really good at actually just stopping them from taking that push. Okay, they shatter, you're frozen. Yeah, just as next.
Ready for battle.
Let's see how Sato plays this.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
We shall prove ourselves in glorious combat.
I'm just blasting music in my house.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming.
So they're just sticking to the fucking double shield here. I go fuck.
I'm taking the objective.
Yeah, so I mean, me and JahaRo already know this shit, but basically, wherever the Orisa shield lands, is there's no don't push up past the shield, right? So just think about it. Again, the whole thing with space is that as soon as the shield goes down, Orisa shield's here. So basically, anything behind the shield is ours. Think about it that way. And Ryan obviously doesn't push up until there's a ice wall. As soon as the ice wall happens, then he decides to push up, take more space because again they're being denied the space, and Justice has to kind of like squeeze in through over here. I don't know, Buggle pushed up over here, like here because of the weird flank that they're doing. And that's kind of it. So it's kind of like it is up to me too because I have to call this shit out. Where whenever we're doing things like this, where sometimes because with Diva she can't create space herself, like she has to just kind of maintain the space that I create as Ryan. But with Orisa, if we're doing this combo, then everyone has to think about it that way. As soon as the Orisa shield is up, and as soon as it's down, the space that's created is basically gone unless I'm up, right? So. Stepping into it, elbow is throwing. He fucking walks out, dude. I don't even know. Roar should die here. Okay. He gets nanoed. Yeah, see, so like right here. There's like no opportunities that need to be created. Like we don't have to like always coordinate as a team with like windows and shit. Where it's just like, oh, I'm a window here, you just fire strike type of thing, because you get your ult so quick. If you see an opportunity to like take advantage of it, especially like let's say fucking Carpet's here with him, he just pump so much fucking damage. So like you two just putting damage, right? If you guys find yourselves an opportunity to just do that shit, then just do it. You know, like it. Look at window as not a situational ult, more of like an ult that we could afford to like use almost every single fight, depending on the situation. Think about it like coalescence, basically, where like if we use coalescence for engages or anything like that, or whatever the hell, like just use it. That's a big shutter. And sleep.
Bunny hop. Routing towards forward barrier.
I mean, I don't know. What the fuck? So Justice just like kind of gave up the point there. I don't know.
Cease your resistance.
Okay, I kind of so this is that. I mean, I'm assuming it's because they walled each other off at the same time. But look at this shit. What the fuck? Like Roar gets cut off, and he's the only one that gets cut off. He survives. Or no, 3 of them, but he's the only one down there. Holy shit! They were able to nano him because they were able to coordinate enough to break one of the pillars, and that's why he survived. And all Roar had to do was just keep his shield up, but I mean, I'll get shattered and then get fucking rolled there. Holy shit. Again, like they lose that fight and they're gonna get point because they fought right here. The first fight. Like I had to kind of think about it that way too. And how they're pushing. So let's take a look real quick at when it started. Or how much space was taken. Before back. So everyone's there and ready to go. So they were trying to push up here. Yo, both walls went up. I don't know. It could be way too risky because like they're not even all of them are there yet. But it's barely getting around the corner as soon as they get there. Like look at this. So the payload's is right here. This is the first corner. And they're just kind of chilling. They're all basically there. They could technically push up right here, but they kind of stop right here because of the walls. But I don't know. What do you think about this shit, Jaro? Like, if we take, let's say if we're in the same situation here, and we push up, and if we could force them back into this corner right here, so they fight right here, and let's say we die on point or on payload right here, then the second fight that we get should be over here, probably past this corner, so we're able to contest right here. You there, Jaro? Okay, so you're not there. But that's what I'm thinking. I use a little math. But basically that's what I'm trying to think. Like if they're aggressive enough, push the payload enough where even if they don't win the fight, then it's more just kind of like a dry push and just to kind of stop their momentum in terms of how many fights they could actually get in the rotation for or this basically this phase of the map, then I think that would be a win even if we fucking feed. But that's what I'm just thinking. Let's skip to the next fight because they lose that, and they're just gonna cap it because literally they took the fight right there. Okay, so they go Hanzo here. What the heck? Alright, again, so they're taking the very first fight over here, mainly because they're able to contest this high ground, I'm assuming. Right? So, oh, I don't know, where the fuck did Corey go? Oh no, he's still there. Okay. I don't know why Fusion didn't take the fight there first, but it's probably like their mismanagement of like where they want to take fights. But okay, so they get baited or they traded a Diva Ultimate with Baptiste. So that's fucking 3 ults to commit. Holy shit. So they should win this fight. Okay, they shatter. And they all focus the BAP. They don't look at anything else. They literally all just focus the BAP. So that's something else that we need to work on as well. Whenever, especially we get a good shatter and like one person dies and then we're able to just kill them. Again, we talked about this shit too. It's just like 6 people focusing one person, or 6 people shooting at one person does a shit ton of damage. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing that I kind of learned to do with Ryan to bait walls out or like bait out shitty walls is that I dance a little bit like in the middle of the point or like a pathway. So like they would have to commit obviously because like they can't wall this entire thing. So basically, I want them to commit a wall either direction, but because I'm in the middle, I could just walk left or right again. So like that thing with what Sid has said where he just could call left or right, walk left or right whenever I'm walled. That helps out like a shit ton.
Time to raise my APM. Activated. Routing power to forward shield.
Alright, just gonna feed there. Yep.
Boosters engaged.
I mean, I don't know. It seemed like Justice just kind of split up right there, so they got split up and just got picked apart. Like Fusion didn't do anything. They literally just walk off point. The fuck? Okay. I think it's time to just kind of the games this weekend were just so fucking bad. I think it's time to just kind of look at our own VOD. So let's see. So we got Rialto, Kings Row, Eichenwald, Volskaya. So, oh, I'm actually gonna pause the recording and start a new one.